Yo guys, what's going on? TheCuriousBrit back once again, and today we're reacting to a video from Not Just Bikes. This video is called How Highways Almost Destroyed Amsterdam, Plan Jokinen. So without further ado, let's jump straight into that video.
Ah, beautiful Amsterdam, famous as the city of cyclists, and consistently voted best place in the world to get run over by a bicycle by tourists. But it wasn't always this way. In the 1960s, Amsterdam was a car city. The city was sprawling outside of its 19th century boundaries, and the future was the automobile. Bicycles were an old relic of the 20th century, and Americans were ahead at building the cities of the future. So the Dutch looked to America for inspiration. In the 1960s, American planner David Jokinen was brought in to modernize
Jokinen. There's me pronouncing it. Plan Jokinen.
the city.
Jokinen.
It was assumed that in a modern city, just like in America, most people would choose to live in the suburbs and commute into the city center by car. So the result was Plan Jokinen, a plan to make Amsterdam easily accessible by car. Plan Jokinen had several aspects that were pretty radical by Dutch standards, but fairly commonplace in America. The single canal was going to be filled in to make a 6-lane highway, forming a ring road around the city center. Access to the ring road would come in from the south and require demolishing the working-class neighborhood of De Pijp. These highways would lead to an area of high office towers and form a new central business district, which would require demolishing parts of Oud-West. It was expected that all visitors to the city center would come in by car, so car parks and taxi centers were planned on the periphery, with monorails connecting the rest of the city. Of course, monorails were not chosen because they were the cheapest or best solution. They were chosen primarily because they were raised up above the street and didn't get in the way of cars. Details of this plan that would have pretty much destroyed everything we know of today's Amsterdam were distributed to the public in a brochure ironically entitled, "Give the City a Chance." Seriously. Drawings of the proposed highway probably look familiar to anybody from North America because they look pretty much like every city in North America. Plan Jokinen may seem crazy today, but it was all part of an ongoing modernization of Amsterdam. This particular plan failed, but other parts of the city were not as fortunate, and several neighborhoods were destroyed to build wide American-style roads as part of a highway plan for Amsterdam. These plans were stopped only because of mass protests by citizens in the 1970s. Since that time, Amsterdam has started a series of repairs to undo some of the damage. The city has significantly reduced the number of car lanes and turned more space over to walking, cycling, and public transit. And bicycle use, which was almost wiped out completely in the 1970s, is now the major form of transportation.
Wow, what a resurgence that I've had there, going from bicycles and walking to Jokinen wanting to make everywhere accessible by car. And now, 50 years later, is bicycles everywhere again. I applaud the Dutch government for their efforts to keep their citizens healthy, fit, and out of harm's way vehicles, really.
In the city. But these former highways, now wide boulevard-style roads, are still here today, evidence of a crazy car-centric vision for Amsterdam that thankfully never materialized. It's hard to imagine that places like this one could have been highways instead of lively neighborhoods where people live and work. As you probably know, most other parts of the world were not as fortunate, with highways having destroyed the fabric of many cities, promoting urban sprawl, consuming city finances, generating intense automobile traffic, and making walking and bicycling dangerous and infeasible as alternatives. Amsterdam successfully fought back against highways and suburbanization, and now it's one of the most livable cities in the world as a result. The question for the 21st century is, what other world cities will follow in its footsteps?
Wow, some good insights there to how it was going to be like Americanized with their road structures and stuff, and then the Dutch government, because of protests, thought, no, hang on, give the Dutch people what they want, this is what they want, this is how we'll do it. So it was really eye-opening, and it is good to think what countries around the world and what cities around the world are going to implement some stuff that the Dutch do, because the Dutch really do have it down to a point which is so effective for cyclists and pedestrians, both on foot and on bike. So it'll be interesting to see who implements the similar sort of way that the Dutch have for travel and commutes. So if you've liked what you've seen, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. It really does help out the channel. Hit subscribe down below because 98% of all viewers are not subscribed to this channel. So please smash the subscribe button. If you've got anything you want me to react to in the future, drop it in the comments down below. Until next time, take care of yourself, guys. Peace out. I've been the Curious Brit.